here used to be the wine cellars and stuff. And across the lawns you have the Adiyar River. So welcome to the Madras Club, and I'll hand you over now to Ashwin.
So we have a limited set of liquor available. You can come over to the table there and collect a coupon from one of us, either me or Vijay, and then present the coupon there at the bar and get your drink. Yeah, we have a wide selection of alcohol. Any doubts?
It was apparently formed in which year? 87, right?
So this quiz is mostly set in the 80s, and there's only one question that just about touches the year 2000. The picture that you saw earlier, this was the very first slide of our quiz foundation for the 1988 quiz. And those days there were no computers, so it's necessary someone who had to hand paint this picture and then photograph it. So that's how it was done. Apartments. I remember I was there, and I think Gopal, were you there? Gopal, you were there, and Dinesh and Sujata. So, interestingly, we actually have minutes of that very first meeting. This was being put forward by our amazing auditor. Dinesh, once again, is the person responsible. He found the diary, and he's scanned it there for you. And so you can see the names there, Shriram, Sundar of IIT, and some Jagannathan from AMJ, Dinesh, and my brother Niranjan, and my friend Praveen. So November 1988 therefore happened to be our first anniversary, and Ramesh decided that we should do something a little bigger than having meetings with samosas, and to basically get the name throughout Chennai. And so we then approached, through my friend, another organization which also happened to be celebrating its first anniversary in 1988, and that was Landmark. So this is Landmark, Apex Plaza, and we have to be thankful to Gautam, who put us in touch with Hemo. We remember meeting her. Hemo's office used to just be a little desk in the Landmark in one corner of the bookshop, and she hadn't really any idea what a quiz was supposed to be like. And we joined hands with Mr. Harish Santani of Stereo Vision, who came on board as sponsor because he had the projector. It used to be a huge box those days. But what was interesting was we decided to do an audio-visual quiz, and for that we have to thank Bangalore folks for that, because they literally invented the whole idea of having an audio-visual quiz. Those days we had to take, being an audiovisual quiz, a lot of slides had to be made, and slides had to be put on a chair outside where there was sun, and you stand directly over it and take a snap of the picture from a book. Subsequently, we did a couple of quizzes for the book fair, and we had, I think we had a lot of time on our hands to sit and make acrostics and set questions. I'm on an electric typewriter and not an ordinary typewriter. So here you had a thing like this. The prelim paper had avian architect, and you had to work out Wren, for example. So I'm just going to show you this now. This is 2017 QFI. We have about 5,600 subscribers, 3,800 on followers on Facebook. So we have come a fair distance. This year we also instituted a school quiz, an unseated open quiz, and here's QFI 2017 with our friends. So back to the Landmark 88 sheet here. I thought I'd show you something more interesting here. So if you look at the rule, it says answer all questions, maximum 50 points, no negative points. Each subsection under a question carries 1 point. In case of a tie, marks in the question, mark with an asterisk to decide the tie. Good luck. This is the first time we had start questions. So this is the first start questions.
In those days, Divakar and I were the same. We were classmates in school, and Divakar was also one of the first to attend one of the founders of QFI. So we had gone for one of Naveen's landmark quizzes. We were probably 11th grade at that point. And then we had noticed some of the visuals. Because as Naveen said, that those days there was no internet or anything. You need to go to a book, take photos from a book and so on and so forth. And then we were members of the British Council Library. So we got to the library and then we noticed that some of the questions which Naveen had asked had featured in this book in the reference section. And that book was called A Pictorial History of Indian Cinema by this chap called Rangoon Bala. So then in that summer vacation, Divakar and I decided that, hey, this is one source that Naveen is using. So what we would do, we decided we'll go and we'll look through all the visuals in that book and make a note of it. So we made various notes. So among the various things was Vinod Khanna with gun is Achaluk. There was a big quiz that time. There was a college round, there was an open round, and there was a school round. So those times again, getting material was tough. But there was a book by A.C. Muthaiya called Madras Discovered. So we figured that there's enough material in that book to read. In fact, Balaji and I used to go down Marina Beach. Go to each statue, note down who was the sculpture, when was it built, what was the location. We have an old diary of all those facts. But then this book we decided is a good source of material for the quiz.
Who is this? Who? Hamid Sayani is right, who was the very first quiz master for the Bonvita quiz contest when it used to feature on Sundays on All India Radio. Those days we used to communicate by postcards, so this Devi Prasad was in charge of all postcards and things, and thankless jobs. Where is DP? He's not here, no? He's still at work. So this was what was being mentioned about earlier this evening, about the North Star quiz. And North Star had this rule when Derek started to conduct it, that you all had to belong to some organization or a company, etc. So luckily for us, we belonged to QFI, and QFI at that time was a registered body. So I remember coming to the North Star prelim armed with the legal documents, literally. So this was basically a note to all QFI members to team should be 4 members and at least 3 should be QFI members, bona fide members as well. So we have cassette recorders and stuff like that on which to try out music today. So Gopal said, why don't you play the music live on the piano here? So I said, that's what we would do. So I think this is probably going to be the most difficult round because all the familiar pieces are going to sound terribly unfamiliar. So this is inspired by IIT Madras visuals those days. IIT Madras would take contemporary visuals like this and make it terribly old, and you couldn't figure out which period they were from. So I don't know what was with that quiz club. So
this is the Mardi Gras finals is going on. Ramana's on stage, his brother is there, and the audience come to cheer on his brother. Question comes up. Some question. Ramana doesn't know the answer. Brother in the audience knows the answer. Ramana says the wrong answer. Brother gets up, runs up to the stage and says, Anna, ready! So he just wanted to imply that the question was there in the red diary and Ramana had not read that question, but he knew the question.
Not exactly getting younger, and it's up to the next gen to kind of take over and run this.